The too long didn't read is yes, of course, and I think we all probably agree on that aspect. But, there's always more to it than that. What's up? Dusk here, and today we're going to be talking about the term toxicity, at least within regards of gaming, and is it overused? To get started, I think we need to talk a little bit about the history of the term. As far as I know, again, as far as the gaming industry is concerned, the first time I heard the term toxicity being coined in reference to player behavior was by Riot Games, where negative player behavior was getting so out of control, and players were arguing and raging at each other with such frequency that the majority of the player population was starting to call for bans, like start banning these people. But you could tell that Riot was looking at that stuff, and you could tell that that would have meant banning like 90% of the player base, just gone. So they talked about trying to correct the issue, not just, try to ban the problem away. And since then we've seen like Overwatch, and then we've seen Dead by Daylight and all sorts of games that has a lot of problems with toxicity. Yeah, we're going to use it in the video too. That's how overused the term is. I'm using it right now. And that's a great segue into the next point I want to make, which is that as much as toxicity is overused, we still need to call out toxicity because that's how you fix things, right? You have to call things out and shine lights on problems. The issue is that when you use toxicity too much, you start calling out things that aren't toxic and instead just call out things that you don't like. Or, even worse, it just turns into a meme thing. That definitely contributes to the problem because what happens is it's all the buzzwording and the memeing and the for fun use or just throwing the word toxic out without understanding what it means and just trying to be like, oh, I don't like this behavior. It must be toxic. That muddies the water and makes it incredibly difficult to actually identify actual toxicity. Actually. And you can't shine a light on it and then actual toxicity. We're just going to say actually a bunch. Hope you don't mind. It can then spread, actually. I don't know why I'm saying it so much. That's the new overly used word. I should have bought a fedora for this video so that I could tip it and say actually. Anyway, I think you get my point, though, right? Like, if we don't take time to understand a word that is kind of important to understand and we constantly misuse it, then we make the problem unfixable by those who can help us fix it, like game developers and even our fellow gamers and community members, right? So that's really the heart of the issue of overusing toxicity. It's not that you shouldn't use the term; it's that you should understand the importance of using it correctly, unless you really just don't care. And in which case, maybe you're one of the genuine toxic people. Or you're just one of these people who can just genuinely have fun with a game regardless of what's going on, and nobody else ever really gets under your skin or ruffles your feathers, right? You just don't take insult to anything, and in that case, you're just one of the rare, wonderful human beings that just enjoys life every day. And if that's the case, hell yeah, good for you, really. Like, um, but so what's the solution? Like, this is probably where we want to sum things up and be like, well, here's how you do things and here's the answer. And like, there isn't a real clean cut simple answer. If there was, it wouldn't be such a complicated issue, right? But the simple step, the simple first step that anybody and everybody can do, And you'll find this is the solution to like most of life's and the problems of the world in general. And that just take a little time to educate yourself. Just look up the term a little bit, kind of figure out what it actually means, and then try your best to use it correctly. And don't sweat it too much if you're off base, or maybe you call something that you genuinely think is toxic by the term, but then you get it wrong and it turns out you're wrong. It happens, right? The important thing is that your heart is in the right place and that you're generally trying. Anyway, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next one.